at RFK Stadium. You know, it doesn't matter what the sport is. It can be the Dodgers and the Giants, or the Lakers and the Celtics, or the Canadians and the Maple Leafs through the years. The Redskins and the Cowboys. It just has a magical ring.
And RFK Stadium even a little more magical. The stadium actually shakes when things are going right for the Redskins.
Dallas, after the penalty, starts from the 2-yard line. And Derek Lassick takes it up to the 5-yard line. And, you know, the one thing that's really weird tonight that we haven't talked very much about, to look down at that sideline, that Washington sideline, and not see Joe Gibbs.
Those 3 Super Bowl victories in 12 years. I wonder if he's watching somewhere.
Well, you bet he is.
Well, I asked Jim Hannafin, and I said, where is he? He said, I don't know where he is, and they're good pals.
He's at his home in Virginia. He felt uncomfortable coming to the stadium tonight and thought that he'd rather view it at home rather than create a commotion. But you could not have a transition any easier than what they've seen here in Washington, going to Richie Pettibone. The coaching staff is intact. Pettibone was here for 15 years. It's the way Joe wanted it, and this club looks the same to me.
Well, at least he won't have to replay it all night long and look at it.
On second down, Aikman out of the end zone, and to Lassick up at the 8-yard line. Every time I see Aikman in the end zone, I think back to last year. The most controversial play of the season was that fumble, non-fumble. And it's funny, Jimmy Johnson was talking to us last night, and he said, I hope you guys realize that that was not a fumble last year.
That's a great play by Aikman, and a very dangerous play, throwing it into the traffic. And Lassick, who stands about 5'10", goes way up to get it. Had he not, that one could have been picked off. Certainly a risk of a deflection.
You got to be careful of holding in the end zone as well. That'd be a safety.
Since there was a penalty on first down, it is second down now. Second down from the 7-yard line. And Lassick bumps his way up to the 12. He's a little short of the first down with 5 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the first half. And the Washington Redskins leading the Dallas Cowboys by virtue of a missed extra point, 7-6.
Talked about the unavailability of H-back Terry Orr for the Redskins. Also, Andre Collins over on the right side. He's not dressed tonight. The ordinarily strong right side linebacker that can do so many things for the Redskins. And Monty Coleman, a good nickel linebacker for so many years.
The aged
is
one.
Filling in. 15 years he's been playing, and he is in great shape still.
I think if Monty plays every game this year, he moves up to like number 2 on the all-time list for Washington Redskins, trailing only Dave Butts. When you're a 15-year guy and you're still butting heads every down, you're a special character. Clay Matthews in Cleveland, another. We're not talking about a kicker who hangs around for 15
Number
years.
66 is an eligible receiver.
He's out of there
66.
in a short yardage situation, but he's got one interception for each year he's played.
Gogan moves from right guard out to tight end, and the announcement by Mark Wright that he's eligible.
So short yardage here, third down inches. That's Novacek in motion. And they go the other way with Lassick. And the rookie has the first down before he's banged back at the 13-yard line. Darrell Johnston's block helped pave the way, and Dallas has a first down.
It's like Sterling Palmer, number 97, is hobbling. He's a 4th-round draft choice, a rookie that they think has a real promising future as a pass rusher, and he tried to make it to the sideline and decided I better sit this one out.
Injury timeout, 4:44 to go in the half.
Here is the right knee of Sterling Palmer. Watch Kevin Gogan cut him and watch that knee get hyperextended. He's lucky in one respect. Right here, you see it get straightened out. That's called hyperextending your knee. At least he got the cleats up in a hurry and out, and hopefully he's not hurt too badly. He's over on the Redskins sideline being looked at right now.
First down at the 13-yard line as Derek Lassick takes it up to the 17-yard line. A pickup of 4. Shane Collins in on the hit. Cowboys trying to become only the 5th team to repeat Super Bowl titles. Green Bay was the first, winning the first 2, and San Francisco was the last, capturing it after the 88 and 89 seasons.
Easier to build a dynasty back then than it will be now. The league, I think, across the board more competitive, and next year with the salary cap, we are really going to see some evening out.
2nd and 6. Aikman with wonderful protection, and then Derek Lassick simply drops it, and he'd like to drop kick it.
He missed that too.
Yeah, that's another point you can make for Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith last year 59 receptions, as well as those 1,700 yards rushing. And of course at Alabama, I don't believe Derek Lassick would even have approached those numbers, but Emmitt Smith a good checkoff man. That time Lassick didn't handle it, and he would have had a first down.
Yeah, that's
He
frustrating.
knows it too.
He's wide open, and Aikman with excellent pass protection, given a lot of time.
Oh, that's a case of him taking his eye off the ball, running before he had it in his hands.
3rd and 6. Aikman slings it, and is lucky that one wasn't picked off by big play man Govea, who almost made another big play.
Well, I'll tell you, at the end of the 91 season, the end of the Super Bowl of 91, Super Bowl 26, Govea was all over the field for the Redskins as they went. I think he intercepted a pass in the last 3 games they played, as well as the Super Bowl.
He had 3 interceptions last year as well. And for a guy who's really predominantly known as a run-stopping type of middle linebacker, that's pretty impressive.
Here's John Jett to kick. Brian Mitchell back to accept it.
That's not much.
Bad kick. Downed in Washington territory. Bill Bates gets down there to make the touch after a 29-yard kick by Jett. A prop job. Goodyear blimp stars and stripes hovering above RFK Stadium in Washington as week 1 comes to an end. Pretty predictable first week, all things considered. 1st and 10 Washington at the 45-yard line, 7-6. The Redskins lead it. Reggie Brooks swings to the outside, and with a flag down, he momentarily picks up a first down. It's an 11-yard gain, but a marker is down, and it's going to come back for a hold. To this point in the game, Dallas has outgained.
Holding number 64. Offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
They've outgained Washington 175 to 100. Mo Elowanibi, the man very much in the spotlight this season, and he will be tonight and all season long with the absence of Jim Lachey.
Well, he's put in a tough spot. Look at Haley, who's clear outside of him, and this play designed to go the outside. Oh, and he just, well, you got to let go, Mo. That's the one piece of advice I'll offer you. You can grab in there, but you've got to let go when the guy's trying to get to the outside, and that was a good spot by the officials and a good call.
1st and 20 at the 45, 3:15 to go in the half. Here's Brian Mitchell, bangs his way into Dallas territory to the 47. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Brian Mitchell, who was an option quarterback in college, he's been used as a return man, and when preseason started, Richie Pettibone wanted him to be the featured back. It's his first NFL start. He's carried the ball coming into tonight's game only 24 times in 3 years.
Now, we understood it because we saw him start last year in our playoff game against Minnesota. 209 combined yards, 112 rushing that afternoon. And
we saw him finish a game one time, too.
Yep, as a quarterback. 2nd and 12.
Whoa.
And Mitchell gets finished off before he's able to make the reception by Kenneth Gant.
Yeah, we saw Mitchell finish that game Monday nighter in Philadelphia, the so-called body bag game where Philadelphia knocked everything but the logo off the Redskins helmets, knocked every quarterback out of the game except for Mitchell, who had to finish.
In fact, it was garbage time. He threw a touchdown pass in that game at the end.
I'm not sure that he'd appreciate you referring to it as garbage time.
Well, that's what it was. That's what it was.
You know, when we're doing the 4th quarter of a blowout, I hope they don't call it a garbage telecast.
Our advertisers don't want it called that. 3rd down and 12 as Rippon.
no.
Flag is thrown. Ball is, I think, still alive. Incomplete.
And he's fortunate it was not a lateral. And one headlinesman was looking at that ball as though it might have been.
3rd and 12 prior to this play, and the call goes against Washington. And Jimmy says it'll be 4th down, and we want the football back. So with 2:24 remaining in the first half, Washington on top 7-6.
Number 64, offense. Penalty decline. 4th down.
That's another one on Mo.
Yeah,
That's a triple, isn't it?
Yeah, here's the Mo and Charles show. All right, that's Middleton who gets the first pop. And then Mo really just falls on top of him. That's not really holding by Elwanibi. You're allowed to fall. You're allowed to fall on top of a guy like that. That's a play that comes in from a call comes from the sidelines because you just see it and it looks like a tackle. That's not Elwanibi's fault.
Kelly Goodburn to kick. Kevin Williams back to receive it. Here come the Cowboys for what they hope is a punt block, but he gets it off. It bounces inside the 20. And lateral bounce hits a Cowboy. Loose ball at the 17-yard line. Washington's got it.
I think it hit James Washington. It hit number 37 Washington.
The city Washington has it, not the player.
Yep.
Cowboys ordinarily very good on special teams. They have bobbled the ball twice now on punt returns. Jimmy Johnson is not going to like it.
Well, Washington's back there trying to make a block, and I can only assume he never saw the football. Williams right there trying to tell him to get out of the way, and there it is. Washington's trying to make a block. He's trying to block Eilers and never saw the football until too late.
That is the 3rd Cowboy turnover of the first half.
Washington tried to pirouette away from it, but the Redskins will get it inside the red zone.
And I think Washington was banged up on the play.
For Eilers, who made the team because of his special teams work, and there is Washington being worked on. Eilers, making the team because of his special teams work, has now recovered 2 fumbles tonight. And as you can see, the Cowboys last year fielded 62 and fumbled only twice all year with Kelvin Martin as their basic run back man. He's now in Seattle, and they have fumbled 2 out of 3 tonight.
Well, you mentioned Eilers. He is a great story. There is Manzano, the special teams coach, obviously concerned. We saw him earlier, but Eilers kind of talked his way back into training camp this year. He was cut by Washington late last year, had been cut earlier by the Cardinals, and former Yaley, who transferred to Notre Dame, has really performed well in training camp and earned a spot on this roster.
Well, this is not a happy sight under any circumstances, but particularly for Johnson, because Darren Woodson and Kenneth Gant, 2 of the other safeties for Dallas, have both been banged up in preseason.
Guys, it's kind of high and wide here, but watch the right foot right here of Washington. It's going to get stepped on right here, and I think that's what happened right there. Ooh, you see how hard he gets stepped on, and I bet you that's the cause of his problem. You can see him spinning, trying to get out from underneath it. Again, here's the title at the bottom of your screen. Whoa, right on the ankle. Oh, and boy, you can see that sent Washington into a real twisting move to try to get out from under it.
So the Redskins have it at the Cowboys 17. They lead 7-6. 2:14 to go in the half. Skins have all of their timeouts. Screen to Mitchell with good blocking. And he takes it to the 8-yard line, does Brian. He wants to keep going, but it's down at the 8. And he appears to be a little short of the first down. As we come to the 2-minute warning.
Elwanibi and Brown out in front of that screen, both good blocks.
Ken Norton slow in getting up and now arising as we have come to the 2-minute warning. At RFK, it's Washington 7, Dallas 6 on opening night.
Chug it, chug it, chug it.
And back inside RFK Stadium where Washington has it. 2nd down and 1 at the 8-yard line. 2 minutes to go. Skins lead by 1, and here's the first down. Brian Mitchell straight ahead to the 3-yard line.
Well, that's a first down pickup that gives you a lot of flexibility now. Now with the time on the clock, there's absolutely no hurry to the Redskins whatsoever. That's a big play. Their whole playbook is open to them now as they're inside the 5-yard line.
First and goal at the 3-yard line. And Mitchell is stopped at about the 2-yard line. Tolbert there among others at the bottom of the pile. Clock continues to tick down. Washington doesn't care at this point.
No. Here comes their big package, though. Jim Riggs checks in, a 252-pound tight end. Joe Jacoby checks in. Ray Brown, number 67, moves out to tight end. And there is one of the great offensive linemen, one of the great guys this franchise has ever seen.
Had a little scare last week with the knee problem, but Jim Hannafin said he's all right.
It's an ongoing problem with Joe.
They line up Jenkins in the backfield, number 88, to provide blocking from Mitchell. Touchdown, Washington.
That's the big package.
Ray Brown's at tight end. Jacoby's on the inside at tackle, at guard. Good blocking all the way on the left-hand side.
They bring Jim Riggs all the way across, number 82. That's about 900 pounds working on that left side.
That's just plain putting the blue shirts back in the end zone.
Lohmiller bangs it through with 40 ticks remaining in the first half. On RFK erupting as the Redskins go up by 8.
The Redskins did there is they ended up at the snap of the football in a formation that had 3 offensive linemen and 2 tight ends to the side of the ball. Here comes Jenkins here in motion. We got a tight end here and 3 offensive linemen here at the snap of the ball, and they completely overload and overwhelm that side of the Dallas defense. That was a good scheme and a good call by Rod Dowhauer, and Dallas did not compensate and shift enough big bodies over there to compensate for the Redskins' big guys.
Lohmiller to kick off, and the rookie Kevin Williams, second-round pick out of Miami, at the 4-yard line. And he brings it back to the 25-yard line. The clock stops with 34 seconds remaining. The Dallas Cowboys have 2 timeouts. Steve Young visits with us live at halftime, and we will see him next week as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Cleveland Browns at Cleveland Stadium, Lake Erie. And in fact, there is Steve Young looking on at the NFL YET Center in Southern California, in Compton.
That's a youth education training center out in South Central Los Angeles, founded by the NFL, Garth Brooks and the United Way, and we'll be talking to Steve from there in just a few moments.
First down, Dallas up at the 26-yard line. And they're going to keep it on the ground and see what Lassick can do. And he takes it up to the 33-yard line. Coleman makes the tackle. And the Dallas Cowboys appear to be content to go into the locker room down by 8 and regroup. Aikman up to the 48-yard line. The catch is made there by Jay Novacek. And that's enough for a first down, and the Dallas Cowboys will take a timeout. So a play, maybe 2 remaining in the first half. Three Cowboy turnovers in the first half, very uncharacteristic of the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, no Emmitt Smith. Derek Lassick, his numbers are pretty good. 52 yards, 12 carries, but clearly it does change the offensive philosophy.
The thing now is Dallas needs to get down a 35 at the 35-yard line. That would be a 52-yard field goal. In 9 seconds, the question is, can you run a 20-yard out pattern and get the clock stopped?
Well, their field goal kicker, Lynn Elliott's best is 53 yards, so they'll have to get at least that.
Or even over the middle and take a timeout. There's a deep drop and a drop pass. Kevin Williams couldn't hold on.
No, that's a pass route that doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
No. Right over the middle, and
you got to cover close to 20 yards.
Well, it's safe, and they're hoping for the run out of it from their good return man, good broken field runner, and then they were just being very conservative.
Now they have no choice but to go to the end zone with a bombs away.
And they send Williams and Irvin wide to the right, and they also put Harper over there as well. So you got the 3 big guys all on the right side.
This is basically to draw a foul. Half cannot end on a defensive foul. That's what they're looking for.
And Aikman just launching one. Up for grabs, batted away, and the half is over. So the first half belonging to the Skins. Washington 14, Dallas 6, and back we come with halftime activities after this word from the National Football League, and this from our ABC station. RFK Stadium on a sparkling late summer night. And the Washington Redskins receiving the second half kickoff from Lynn Elliott. Taken 2 yards in. This is Brian Mitchell. And he brings it back out to the 22-yard line. And that's where the Redskins begin the third quarter. Washington on top 14-6. ABC's Monday Night Football is being brought to you by the GM Card, today's financial vehicle. By Miller Lite, a taste less filling. Can your beer do this? And by Pontiac and your local Pontiac dealer. We are driving excitement. Opening night, RFK 14-6, Redskins on top. Mark Rippon begins with a 2-back set. He's got Biner and Brooks. And Reggie Brooks, the rookie out of Notre Dame, runs smack into Ken Norton. And is thrust back. Minimal gain, if any. Let's take a look now at the numbers through the first half of play. Dallas, of course, turning the ball over 3 times. And that is the critical figure.
And one of those turnovers resulted in a Washington touchdown, so 7 points directly attributed to the turnovers. More offense for Dallas, though. If you take a look at it, they're completely dominating the passing game, 145 to 47.
80 yards to Harper represents a lot of that.
Brian Mitchell is now the ace back in this set. He gets the ball. Big hole for Brian Mitchell, and a first down up to the 31-yard line.
Boy, that's good-looking blocking. Good-looking blocking by the Redskin offensive line.
Short yardage, they bring that jumbo offense in now.
Ray Brown, number 67, is going to pull and lead up through the hole. Eloanibi blocks off Haley. There's Brown's block on Bob Jones, the middle linebacker. Good block there by the left guard of the Redskins.
Dallas beginning this half minus James Washington, the starting safety. Woodson is in there instead. Third down in the yard, and as he did come up short of the first down on that second down carry, and now picks up the first as Mitchell up to the 33-yard line.
Good block by Jim Riggs, the free agent from Cincinnati, number 82. He's made a couple of major blocks tonight. On the touchdown just before the half, good lead block there. Jim Riggs in his 7th year, and unprotected free agent from Cincinnati.
First and 10 at the 33, early third quarter. Washington by 8. The short drop by Rippon, and a very short pass to Sanders, and that's something that Washington will feature a lot more this year, according to Richie Pettibone. Everybody calls it the San Francisco style or the West Coast style offense, whatever. Shorter drops, shorter routes.
Everywhere we go, we hear the same thing, don't we?
Yep.
And
although the funny part of this is the man who's calling the plays for the Redskins, Rod Dahauer, was, while he has served time with Bill Walsh in that type of offense, really is a disciple of Don Coryell. I'll tell you that that's where the bulk of his passing game background was instituted.
Not a bad combination, Coryell and Bill Walsh.
No, you could take the best of that group and come up with something.
Here's Mitchell on 2nd and 6, and he bangs his way up to the 43, and that's close to a first down.
Redskins rapidly getting control of this football game.
First down, Washington, their 2nd in succession.
Moving it relatively easily against the number 1 ranked defense against the rush from a year ago.
Dahauer with the glasses perched on the bridge of his nose there, the edge of his nose. Former head coach at Stanford.
Former head coach of the Indianapolis Colts.
Exactly.
And now the man responsible for calling the plays. And Richie Pettibone, being a defensive-minded individual, has turned the offense over completely to Dahauer.
Rippon on first down, slings and out pattern into the arms of Ricky Sanders. Good throw, good catch. First down.
I'll tell you, that was a difficult pass to catch. It was wobbling. It was reversed for a right-handed receiver.
I think it looked like he had
made a
Velcro.
terrific catch. Ricky Sanders drives on the cornerback Kevin Smith, squares it off. The ball's in the air right here, floating. Just a terrific catch because he had to know exactly where he was. You got to admire it.
Nice. Very nice.
Remember him, Super Bowl 21 against Denver. Whoa.
Whipping. Intended for Sanders, and here comes the flag.
Gary Brown in the coverage. Not me, he says. The official said, yeah, you. That ball was probably uncatchable. Ricky is saying that.
Pass interference, number 24, defense. Automatic first down.
Brown doesn't get there much before the ball. Let's take a look at it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's the contact. Initially, it looked like he was swinging with his left and missed him, but you can see he made body contact with the back of his head.
Rippon takes a shot on it, but Brown almost mugged Sanders.
Yeah, he hits him with his body. That's what draws the flag. Rippon certainly did not see the end of this.
Leon Lett burying Rippon. It's a 36-yard penalty. It's first and goal at the 8-yard line. Mitchell. I'll tell you one thing. This is a very, very big defensive series for Dallas. If they can hold him to a field goal, it's a whole lot different than a touchdown because of that missed extra point.
Yeah, remember, this could be a 17-6 lead. Lohmiller missed a very short field goal in the first quarter.
Redskins last year in rushing, they were 4th from the bottom, 3.58 league average, a little over 4. But tonight, look at them, 5 yards a carry
Against the #1 team against the run last year.
Mitchell on second and goal, swinging to the outside, and he is hit just before he can get to the goal line. Darren Woodson, one of the guys there to prevent him from going in. It'll be 3rd down and goal. Ken Norton is also there.
Here come the big folks. 88 Jenkins, 82 Riggs. You'll see Brown go out to left end, number 67.
67 is an eligible receiver. 67.
And you see Mitchell almost getting in on his own. But let's see if they'll come back over the left side. They scored easily there a short while ago. There's Jacoby. On his outside is Ray Brown.
3rd and goal. Mitchell is the tailback. The fake to Mitchell. He lost it to a wide open Middleton for a touchdown.
Good time for play action and a superb call by Rod Dowhower.
Second touchdown of Middleton's career.
Yeah, he faked the down block. Went down on all fours, got lost for a nanosecond, and then heads for the corner of the end zone.
Boy, and I'll tell you, John Roper was in the middle, and he really was fooled by Middleton going down.
Well, when you've been jamming the ball against this defense the way the Redskins have, that run fake is going to work. It's going to be successful.
Lohmiller bangs it through with 9:35 remaining in the 3rd. Washington now leads 21-6. .9:35 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Redskins leading by 15, and Lohmiller sends this one into the end zone where it is down to by Kevin Williams.
Remember the last time when Washington scored a touchdown, how they stuffed it in on the left-hand side by overloading that side. Here's Dallas overcompensating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players on this side of the field. What do? They throw back here to a wide open Ron Middleton. Dallas completely overplaying the left side of the Redskin offensive formation, and the Redskins wisely going away from the overload. Easy touchdown.
And Norton playing run all the way at linebacker. First down, Dallas from the 20-yard line. Aikman throws up to the 36-yard line, and the catch is made by Michael Irvin, who's been pretty quiet for a while. Darrell Green makes the tackle.
Michael Irvin may have just not caught many balls, but he hasn't been quiet. One of the great talkers in the NFL.
He puts just enough drive on Green. The Green has to play him deep, even though he probably figured from the formation and the movement that he was going to break it across the middle, but he had to respect Irvin's tremendous speed
And size.
First down, Dallas up at the 36-yard line. Here's Lassick. And he picks up a first down and takes it to the 50-yard line. Derek Lassick with some nifty running, tackled by A.J. Johnson.
I'll tell you, is that north and south enough for you? He's a good running back. There's no question about it. He's not an Emmitt Smith, but he could play for a lot of football teams and do well in this league. Youngster out of Alabama, and what pressure, I'll say it again, to come in there on a Monday night. Emmitt Smith looking on, everyone in the country talking about Emmitt Smith, and he comes out and puts on quite a show. That's great effort.
Rudely went right through his own teammate, Alvin Harper, who was just standing there.
First down at the 49-yard line. Here's Aikman again. Troy throws, catch made at the 32-yard line, and all of a sudden, Michael Irvin becoming a lot noisier. You know, it's funny, too, how stories get lost. The big story in Dallas 2.5 months ago was Troy Aikman. Would he be ready tonight? We haven't even touched on it. He had back surgery at the end of June. Most of you know the story. Came back, played in the last 2 preseason games. Looks terrific tonight in that regard.
And the original projection was second or third week of the season. You know, that he would almost certainly miss his opener. Reason we aren't talking about it is he's been back for almost he started throwing the ball over a month ago.
Like Steve Young, it wasn't his projection. He said all along that he'd be back for opening night.
First down at the 33-yard line. Aikman, open is Harper, touchdown, and just like that, Dallas gets back into it.
Big man against little man. Once again, A.J. Johnson and Darrell Green matched up against 2 big ones.
Well, that took about 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that's A.J. Johnson, who's got Harper, and even when he catches the ball, he just bounces off of him.
You see the little move to the outside, though. A.J. had to respect it. It cost him a split second in his coverage, and that was just enough, and a perfectly thrown ball.
Now Elliott, who missed an extra point earlier, and that's a big one right now, hits this one. Harper's touchdown catch, his 4th reception of the game. 134 yards receiving, and Dallas gets back in it. They now trail 21-13.